Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We will do a short recap and then we'll move ahead. So till now we have understood that Gita is Lord's love letter for us. Gita teaches us how to live life and how to leave life. Gita is also known as the fifth Veda and the 18th Puran. It is the capsule of all adhyatmic or spiritual knowledge which is there in the world. Gita tells us who's Bhagwan. Bhagwan is one who has six opulences. These six opulences are most attractive, most knowledgeable, richest, most loving, most courageous, bravest, and yet, in spite of having all this, is most detached. As in, when the time arises, one who can leave everything and move ahead, ready to leave, enjoys everything, and yet is ready to leave. That only that person is Bhagwan. We all have a eternal relationship with Lord, which we have forgotten. We are in the process of establishing that relationship back again with Lord. This process is called Swarup Siddhi, and the one who is able to re-establish his or her relationship with Lord is called a Swarup Siddha Bhakt or a Swarup Siddha Ji, soul. There are 5 stages of relationship, or 5 kinds of relationship, rather, not stages, 5 kinds of relationship that one can have with God. First is inert, where there is something, but the Lord is very far away from me. I know nothing about that Lord. I just know there is something. Then there's another type of relationship where that Lord starts coming closer to me. That is called Sakriya Swabhav. So Sakriya relationship, which is service. Service in the beginning is only towards the idol of the God or the scriptures, and we think that service can only be provided if we are going to certain places of worship, right? Then there's another relationship with Lord where the Lord comes closer to us, and that is Sakha Bhav or friendship. Friendship also, I had last time told you that there are 2 types of friends. One is good friends, but not best. And the one is closest friend, a friend with whom I can be most vulnerable, a friend to whom I go with all my defenses down. I'm not defensive with that friend at all. The relationship that Arjun has with Bhagwan is that of Sakha Bhav, the second level of friendship. And then love of parents, where we are Lord's child and we ask the Lord to give us everything. Whatever we need, we always ask Him. That's another kind of relationship. In this relationship only, or parallel to this relationship, runs the relationship where Lord or Bhagwan becomes our child. So that's the Laddu Gopal Bhav, where we say, we'll protect you, we'll take care of you. And then Madhurya Bhav, or conjugal love. And we had spoken about conjugal love last time, that we must be very mindful. Conjugal love does not mean uh, that this is one relationship with Lord which has been misused, unfortunately, in the past by certain people, where they have proclaimed to be Lord Krishna and then have gone on to say, since I am Lord Krishna and you love Lord Krishna, then you and I should have a relationship. But no. So last time I explained this to you, that there can be a relationship of soul with the Guru. There can be a relationship of knowledge with the Guru. There can be an intellectual relationship with the Guru, but never, under any circumstance, will there be a bodily relationship with Guru. Why? Go back to the very first session that we had, where I spoke about what does Guru mean. It's an element, right? Remember that? I'd spoken about the element of knowledge, which is there in the entire creation, which is coming from the Lord. That is Guru. Yeah. So that element of knowledge or element of Guru is there in everything, in everything. That is why there can never ever be a bodily relationship between a devotee and a Guru. Any Guru, anyone who says, I am the Lord, therefore come and build a relationship, a bodily, a physical relationship with me, or an intimate, physical, intimate relationship with me, your antennas should be up. Under no circumstance should you be doing that. Anyone who says this, please stay away from that person. Okay? I'll again repeat it and I'm underlining it. Under no circumstances should you ever have a physically intimate relationship with your Guru, with anyone who proclaims to be a Guru. Okay? Then we also learned there are three expansions of God. There are multiple expansions of God, but generally the most common three ones are the Brahma Swarup, or the formless Swarup, and then the Paramatma Atma Swarup, and then the Sakar Sagur Swarup, which means Lord with form and has qualities. The Sakar is form. Form, which form? Whichever form that you're attracted to, that becomes a form for you. Okay? Each soul or Jeev is free to know God, to love Lord, to devote himself or herself to Lord in his or her chosen form. In his or her chosen form. Every soul, living being is free to do that. Right? Because Lord says, I have expanded myself into innumerable forms. Choose the one that speaks to you. This is not to say that one form is small and one form is big. No. All forms belong to my Lord only. So for me, all forms are equal. I respect all forms of Lord. I respect all names of Lord. I respect all swarups of Lord. I respect all experiences that everyone has. But for me, this form works. Okay? Then we also studied about, we spoke about the five subject matter of Gita. What does Gita teach us and why one must learn Gita? The five subject matters are the supreme controller, which is Bhagwan or Lord or Ishwar or Paramatma, super soul, whatever you want to call it. Second is the one who's controlled, which is us, the Jivatma or the uh, Anuatma, the soul, who is us. Then third is the Prakriti. Prakriti is Lord's energy, right? We are the higher energy, and then there is a lower grade of energy. However, both these energies belong to Lord only. This energy that is spoken about in Gita is the higher energy, which is us, and then the lower energy, which is the material nature. Okay, so the material nature has three qualities or three gunas: Satgun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. Satgun is quality of goodness. Rajogun is quality of passion. Passion means the passion to do anything. It could be work, it could be anything that you're passionate about, right? Rajogun. And third is quality of ignorance, Tamogun. So if you remember when we were talking about the Holy Trinity, I gave you the example that there Lord Brahma, he accepts and takes the Rajogun because he has to do the work of creation. That's his duty. Vishnuji accepts the Satogun because he has to do the work of preserving the creation. That's his duty. And Rudra accepts the gun of Tamogun because he has the duty to annihilate this creation. And this cycle works every time, right? So every Jivatma, every living being in this creation, Krishna goes on to say, right from the lokas which are beneath our our planet, to the Brahma's planetary system. Every jeev in these planetary systems is bound by these three gunas of Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. And I had given you example of Gita, that this is a book, yeah, for someone who has, say for us, this is a sacred book. It gives us knowledge, so it is sacred for us. For someone else, it is just a book. They might step on it and walk away, or they might tear it because for them, it is just a book. So even this book has guna in it. If you take up, I'll give an example of a Playboy magazine, which titillates you, then that book has rajogun. Go to bars, they have rajogun, right? Go to mountains, go to seaside, you immediately calm down. These places have very high satogun. Go to prostitute places, people who uh, kind of have physical relationships for money, that's tamogun, ignorance. They don't understand the exchange of energy that is happening in a physical intimacy, in the act of physical intimacy. That is ignorance. To see yourself as the doer, that is ignorance. Ego is ignorance. Anger is ignorance. Okay? Our Guru tells us that Tamogun and Rajogun are very good friends. They are very good friends. Each one of us has these three gunas. If there was no Rajogun in us, we wouldn't be able to do any work. Right? When we get up in the morning, there is some work that we have to do. Whether someone is inside the house or is working in an office or is working in a shop or is a mechanic or whatever they are doing, everyone is engaged in some task. Everyone gets tired and sleeps. So tamogun and rajogun. Right now, when we are having this discussion, when we are having our satsang, this is satogun. Because right now we are not talking about worldly engagement. Right? So anything, any discussion which is beyond the worldly engagement, we call it satogun, mode of goodness. Anything which is worldly engagement can either be rajogun, passion, or can be tamogun, ignorance. Okay. The one who is high in rajogun, chances of going into tamogun are very high. From Rajogun going to Satogun is little difficult. It's not that it cannot be done. It can be done. It's little difficult. But from Rajogun sliding down to Tamogun becomes very easy. The one who is very egoistic or is chasing success at any cost, there are high chances this person will get into smoking and drinking and wrong company. Very high chances. Drugs, any kind of failure, that person will fall down. Why? because the Rajogun was very high. Success at any cost, money at any cost. I want this thing at any cost. That's a desire. So one who has who is whose quotient of Rajogun is very high will have many desires, and to fulfill these desires, this person will use any means. So when desire fulfilling or wish fulfilling leads us to use of any means, it means from Rajogun one can easily slide down into Tamogun. But from Rajogun going up to Satogun is little difficult. From Tamogun going up to Rajogun is extremely difficult. So what is the easiest way for me? What is it that I can do so that I ensure my Satogun is always rising? The easiest thing to do is listening, Shravanam. What do I listen to? I can listen to satsang. I can listen to kirtans. I can listen to devotional songs, devotional music, wherever I might be. I could be traveling. I could be in an office. I could be holed up at home. Nobody else around me wants to talk, or I could be surrounded by people whose language I do not understand. I can always put in my earphones and I can listen to what I want to listen. As long as one of my senses, one of your senses, is engaged in anything to do with the Lord, we will be able to sustain higher degrees of satoguna in ourselves. And notice this about yourself. Whenever you are engaged in satogun, a task which is related to satogun, you'll not feel tired. You could sit the whole day and listen to satsang. You could on YouTube you could just keep listening to lectures on the Lord, about his devotees. You will not get tired. You could read all day these texts and you will not get tired. But the moment you start reading, books about other things, you will feel tired. You will feel exhausted. You watch a movie for 2 hours or 1.5 hours because you want to enjoy and you are stressed. So to de-stress, you go to a cinema hall and you watch a movie. You are stressed. To de-stress, you go out, drink, have fun with your friends. You have dinner or lunch. Why? You had gone to de-stress. However, after this party, you come back and you sleep. Why? You had gone to de-stress yourself, right? You wanted to relax. So if you had actually de-stressed, if you had actually relaxed, after coming back, you should be willing to work. You should have more energy in yourself to work. But the opposite happens. You come back and you sleep. And when you get up from the sleep, that is when you feel energized. However, when you're tired and exhausted, involve yourself in Lord's satsang or one of the texts, spiritual texts. Pick it up, read it, or listen to it. See, you'll immediately perk up. The energy level just rises. You'll not feel tired after that. That is the impact of Satogun. It removes your relationship to your body, your physical, material body, for that amount of time. Okay? So we must try to engage one of our senses as much as possible in listening to Lord or listening about Lord. The more we engage with that, the more we'll increase Satogun in ourselves. And the more Satogun we have in ourselves, our chances of doing the right thing and staying on the right track are very high. Okay? Then Prakriti and then Karma. So we had spoken about 3 types of karmas: Vikarm, Akarm, Sakarm. And I had told you that Akarm simply means doing my work for the Lord. It's not that I have to do something different. It is not that I have to stop doing what I'm doing right now. I have to stop living the way I'm living. No, it's just that till now, before this knowledge came to me, I was doing it for myself, right? I felt I am the doer. But now do the same thing, the same tasks, the same karma actions, but do it for Bhagwan now. Do it for Him. Any work that is done for Him becomes a divine work. So what Krishna is telling Arjun says, if I fight, then I'm going to generate bad karma. That's not good karma. They are my people. If I kill my family members, then that is against dharma. That's generating bad karma. So many people will be killed. I'll be held responsible for it. So many women will become widow. I'll be held responsible for it. So many children will lose out on their parents. And then these children will not get the right knowledge, the right way of living. And I'll be held responsible for it. And then he goes on to say that these children, when they grow up, because they do not understand what is right and wrong, they will end up living a false life. And I'll be held responsible for it. Then he says, because this generation will grow up living a false life, all dharmic, divine duties, nobody is going to do that. They will all fall, and I'll be held responsible for that. And this is how the society will degenerate. And the humanness in human beings will vanish. And ultimately, I'll be held responsible for it. So I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to participate in this war. But Krishna tells him, no, it is your duty to fight because you're a warrior. A warrior's duty is to fight. So do your duty, but don't do it for yourself. Do it for me. So Krishna is not telling him to stop doing his work. Krishna is telling him, this is your duty. Do it for me. When you do this for me and you fight just for the sake of fight because you're a warrior, fight for that. Don't think about who's going to win and who's going to lose. Don't think about karma. Don't think about the fruit of your action. It's your duty to act. So you just act. When you fight like this, when you do your action like this, then you're above all this. And it becomes a divine duty. So the same thing holds true for us. When we do our daily work for Him, then that simple daily task becomes a divine task. Because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for Bhagavan. That is akarma. Akarma means doing all action, all work from the sphere of non-doer. Okay? And then the fifth subject matter is time, kal, the creation, cycle of creation. All these are subject matters of Gita. Then we had spoken about consciousness, that Bhagavan is param consciousness, super consciousness, and we are limited consciousness. And I had given you the example of a firecracker, I think I did, or was it in Hindi Gita? I'm forgetting. I'd given an example of a firecracker industry, right? To help you understand what does it mean, super soul, and we are part of his, we're a spark of him, and he's super soul. What does that mean? It simply means that if he has those six opulences, even we have those six opulences. That is why you want to control everyone around you, because you're part of that super controller. That is why you want to be loved by everyone around you, because he has that opulence in himself, most attractive, most lovable. That is why you want to overcome all your fears, and you want to be the most courageous and the bravest person, because he is that, and we have his DNA running in us. That is why we want to surround ourselves with all kinds of what should I say, all kind of money and all kind of material gains, because he is the richest and his DNA is in us. Everything that he has is in us. The only difference is, in us the quantity is tiny, in him it is manifested 1,000 times. And here I give you an example of a firecracker industry. So a cracker has certain material in it which helps it burn. The amount of that destructive material in a firecracker is very tiny, so it makes little bit of sound when you light a cracker. Some kind of sound it will make, and it will give some kind of light. It looks beautiful to us. right? Why? Because the amount is tiny. Whereas in an industry or in a factory where these firecrackers are manufactured, there the amount of this destructive material is huge. Couple of times it has happened in India, so I'm giving an example from there, where during Diwali festival, when the firecrackers are manufactured, a firecracker factory caught fire, and the blasts that happened there, because the quantity of that destructive material was so huge that it led to a lot of loss of life and property. So it's the same material which is there in the cracker, the same material with the same quality is there in the factory. The only difference is of the quantity, right? In the cracker, in the firecracker, the quantity is very tiny, so it is not destructive. But in a factory, the quantity is huge, so it becomes very destructive. In the same way, Lord and I, qualitatively, we are same. I have the same quality in me that he has. The difference is of quantity. Okay. In me, I'm an Anu Atma. Anu means tiny particle. He is Supreme Soul. Because he's Supreme Soul, he's controlling everything. Because I'm tiny, I want to, but I'm unable to control everything around me. And that leads to stress. Right? Because he's Super Soul, he's most attractive and loved by everyone around the world in different names and different forms. You want it too, but you're not getting it. That is causing you stress. Because he's super soul, he has all the knowledge about everything. You want it too. When you're not getting it, you're getting stressed. Whatever is in him is in us. The difference is of quantity. Okay? In us now, another thing about consciousness is that in us it is contaminated. So, Shri Krishna, what do we mean by contaminated? Contaminated consciousness means our consciousness is related to this body. Okay. The moment you feel you are this material body, anything that is happening to this material body, it appears as if it's happening to you. You experience it as if it's happening to you, whereas it's not happening to you. It's like watching a movie in a theater. These days, there's a 7D movie and then a 12D movie. If you go for these 7D movies or 12D movies, and when you're watching, you see a rock or a mountain being thrown, you feel as if it's coming at you and you duck down. You try to save yourself, whereas it's not coming to you, right? It appears it is coming to you, but it's not. Something falling, you feel it's going to fall on you. Someone piercing someone with a sword, you feel as if it's coming to you and you react accordingly, but it's not happening to you, right? In a movie, if someone is acting very well, and that character goes through pain, you start crying, you feel that person's pain. It appears that person is actually in pain and that pain is translating to you. You start crying, you'll have a headache, you will feel that emotion of anger, you will feel that emotion of love, you will feel all those emotions, but it's not happening to you. Someone is acting it, you are simply seeing it, but the impact it has on you is as if it is happening to you. Similarly, whatever life experiences you are facing right now, it is not you to whom it is happening, right? It is this body of work. Everything is happening through this body, and everything is happening to this body, both the gross body and the subtle body. Nothing is happening to you. However, because your consciousness is right now contaminated, you're unable to see that. And you feel everything is happening to you. So, how do you clean your consciousness? Your consciousness is like a mirror. If a mirror is covered with dust, you stand in front of it, you can't see anything. All you will see is dust. Isn't it so? If you stand in front of a dusted mirror, or a mirror which is covered with something, you don't know how you're looking. You don't know what color is your hair. You would not know um, what's the color of your skin. You would not know if the makeup you had worn in the morning is still there or not. You will not know anything. Why? Because you're unable to see yourself, right? But the moment you remove the dust, as the dust starts getting cleaned, you start seeing glimpses of yourself. Okay, my hair is white or black. It looks uncombed. Now you're seeing yourself, right? So currently, your consciousness, which is like a mirror, is contaminated by all the desires and wishes and experiences that you've had for so many births. Okay? And what you experience in the current life is just tip of the iceberg. So if the entire consciousness was an iceberg, you know what is an iceberg? What we see is, we say it's the tip of the iceberg, which means what you're seeing is only 5%. 95% of the iceberg is actually hidden under the ocean, which is not seen, right? So, in your current life form, whatever you're experiencing or seeing is just that 5%. Rest of it is in your subconscious mind. So consciousness also has two parts to it. One is the living consciousness. By living consciousness, I mean what you're experiencing in this life. Rest is the subconscious mind. So in your subconscious mind, all that you have done over so many births, all your wishes and desires and everything, whatever is hidden or you've hidden it or you've pushed it down, is there in your subconscious mind. And suddenly something flares up. I've often heard people saying that when they started doing their chanting or they're doing some kind of a sadhana, then they'll say, yeah, I've suddenly started becoming very angry. Is it because of the sadhana? I was never like this before. No, it is not because of the sadhana that you're getting angry. It is because this anger was always in you. It was hidden or pressed down into your subconscious mind. Because of the sadhana, that consciousness is slowly getting cleaned. It is like dusting a house which has not been dusted for months. When you go for a holiday, you cover everything that is in your home, you cover it with white cloth or whatever, and then you leave. You lock your house and you leave. Behind you, sandstorm would have come, dust storm would have come, something would have come, something would have happened. Now, when you come back, you see the entire house is filled with dust and dirt and sand, everything, all these things over there. So, what do you do when you remove that cloth, that dust and sand on the cloth? It just rises up. It falls on you, settles in your hair, on your clothes. You get dusty. And then when you start cleaning it, it flies up and it comes on you. But you know that this is happening because you're doing this dusting after a long time. And you know that once it has been completely dusted and cleaned, then this dust will not remain on you either. It's the same thing with the consciousness. So when you begin your sadhana or when you begin your chanting, sometimes when you experience this, there is a sudden rise in a particular thing, maybe anger, or suddenly you're becoming very lazy, or suddenly you've started doing something which you were not doing earlier. It is not that the sadhana is doing this. No, this was already there in your subconscious mind. Because of your chanting or because of your sadhana, the consciousness is getting cleaned. So what was hidden or lying dormant for a very long time, it's just coming up. So don't hold on to what is coming up. Just witness it. Let it arise and it will move out. Okay? So our consciousness is contaminated because of what we have been doing for so many births. Another aspect, what is contaminated consciousness? So what is contaminated consciousness and what is pure consciousness? So last time I'd spoken about ego and identity, if you remember. Ahankar. Ahankar is identity, right? So real consciousness or Sat Ahankar or the real identity is I. And I had asked you to do that exercise, I am. In front of I am, whatever you write, you can keep it changing, which means this is not real. Whatever is changing is not real. You can add and subtract to it. It is not real. What remains constant, that is real. And that is the absolute truth. So I am, that is the absolute truth. I am, I exist. But who am I? I'm a soul. I'm a part of that super soul. I have a relationship with Lord. Right? So I am this and that and this and that is contaminated consciousness. The moment you try answering your I am with Swarupa Siddhi, when you reestablish your relationship with Bhagwan, with Lord, that is your clean consciousness. Till such time, it is contaminated. Okay? Now we'll move ahead. Second. I'll just read something from here. What is consciousness? This consciousness is I am. Then what am I? In contaminated consciousness, I am means I am the Lord of all I survey. I am the enjoyer. One is that I am the creator and the other is that I am the enjoyer. But actually, the Supreme Lord is both the creator and the enjoyer. And the living entity, being part and parcel of Supreme Lord, is neither the creator nor the enjoyer, but a cooperator. He is the created and the enjoyed. For example, look at your body. This is one body. Your body has so many body parts. You have legs and arms and ears and eyes and teeth and tongue, and then there are internal organs. You have we have different body parts, right? Imagine one day your hand starts saying, I'm the only one which works. None of the other body parts work. I'm the only one which cuts and cooks and eats. If I don't prepare food, then the body would not get food. These other body parts would not get food. They are very lazy. Why should I do work for them? I will not cook. Now imagine if legs start saying, I'm the only one which is carrying the body's weight. If I don't move around, if I'm not there, this body cannot move around. It cannot go and gather things. It cannot, go to the market or order things or move from one place to the another. What will arms do if I don't allow the body to move and get things to cook, ingredients to cook, material to cook? I'm the one which is doing all the work and all the other body parts are enjoying. I will not work now. Imagine if your teeth start saying, I am the only one which is working, chewing all the food. If I don't chew, what will these arms do? What can they do? These hands, what's the point of cooking if I don't chew? I'm the only one which is working. I will stop working. Can this happen? What will happen to that body? It cannot happen. Because whether they are the arms, the hands, the teeth, the tongue, your legs, your eyes, your ears, every part of your body is cooperating together, working together. For whom? Who's the ultimate consumer in this body? It's the stomach, your digestive system. If the digestive system is working properly, then all body parts will work properly. If the digestive system is not working properly, then none of the body parts will work properly. So all the body parts are cooperating together. The legs are carrying the body to a particular place so that I can buy things from there. I can pick them up. I can go to my kitchen. The hands are cooperating by cutting and cooking and taking the food and putting it in mouth. The teeth are cooperating by chewing. Then I'm gulping it. Then internal organs start doing their part of work with that food that I've taken in. And the digestive system starts working. And if the digestive system is working perfectly, if it's healthy, then it will give nutrients to all other body parts. In the same way, this entire creation is a body. And we all are different parts of it. We all belong to that creator. He is the ultimate consumer. We are all meant for his consumption. See what is happening in the environment around you right now. When there was COVID and all the human beings were shut inside across the world, Mother Nature thrived. Air quality became cleaner, water became clean, birds, migratory birds, they could be seen where they were supposed to be. The trees and plants, everything just became clean and green. We allowed Mother Nature to be as she's supposed to be. We are a part of Mother Nature. Human beings think that we are separate from Mother Nature. It is not so. We are a part and parcel of nature. But when we start feeling that I am the consumer and this entire creation is only meant for my consumption, that is when we start destroying the nature around us. And then we are forced to wear masks. The water quality deteriorates, the air quality deteriorates. If the air and water quality has deteriorated, whatever you are growing is unhealthy. No trees, no plants. It's unhealthy. It is impacting us. We can't live without trees. We can't produce oxygen by ourselves. We are dependent for oxygen. And yet, we cut trees as if we don't need them. Because humans feel this entire creation is meant for my consumption. It is not so. We are all dependent on each other. It's a web of life. So there is a survey which was done a few years back. I'm sure the figures are more alarming now than they would have been at that time. This survey was done about the presence of bees and other insects which help in pollination. What would happen if these bees were to disappear? And other insects which help in pollination, which would be your bees and beetles and butterflies, those insects, right? If they were to disappear, what would happen to human population? So there was a survey which was done, and it said that if the bees were to disappear, within 6 to 8 months, there would be an extreme food shortage across the planet. Across the planet. Right now, food is growing in one part and it's coming to another part of the world. We just don't get to know. It is so easy for me sitting in India to get fruits and vegetables which are growing across the world anywhere. Right? Very easily. Within India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I can get it very easily. Why is it happening? Because these bees and birds, they're doing their work of pollination. If they stop doing that, whatever is growing wherever, it stays there only. There will be no movement of food grain happening from one place to another. Within 8 months, we'll start seeing that. Within 1.5 years to 2 years, people in one part of the world will start starving. And within 4 years, entire human civilization will end. Can you imagine? Just because the bees and the birds are not there. And for the birds and the bees to be there, what is it that they require? They need food. What is their food? Plants and trees. If they're not there, we are the ones who want to get impacted, but we don't realize this. We live as if nothing is going to happen ever. That is selfishness. Because we think we are the consumers. But we are not. We are a part of this very intricate web which has been created by the Lord for His pleasure. He has created this creation for Himself to enjoy. It's like a painter who paints on a canvas. He's painting it for his enjoyment. And you can't dictate, or I can't dictate this painter what he has to put in. Right? If he has painted say the sky and the birds and the clouds and the seas and the plants and the trees, they all are part of that composition. We all are a part of his composition. He's the painter, he's the creator. I am not the creator. I might think I am the creator, but I am not. I am not. None of us is. That is why it appears as if you're being forced to do something. So Arjun asked this question to Krishna. He says, Krishna, tell me, no one wants to do any bad karma. Knowingly no one will do it. Yet it appears as if someone is forcing us to do that. Why does this happen? No one likes getting angry. No one likes getting agitated. No one likes losing control. Yet it happens. As if someone is forcing us to do that. Why does this happen? This is the proof that you're not the controller. This is the proof that you're not the consumer. After death, this body is consumed by whom? By insects. If you burn it or bury it, insects and birds. If you leave it out in the open, then animals. It's being consumed. So who is this ultimate consumer? That's the Lord. Not knowing this and thinking that I am the controller, I am the producer, and I am the consumer, this is contaminated consciousness. This I is what contaminates us. There is no I. I am not this body. I am that which lives in this body. Today, right now, I am in this body. Tomorrow, I just might leave this body and go and I'll be given another body. I don't know. Before this body, I was given another body. So the bodies are changing. And because the body is changing, this is not eternal. So Krishna calls this world as ashashvatam dukkhalayam. Shashvat means eternal. Ashashvat means non-eternal, temporary. This world is not eternal. Dukkhalayam. Alay means a home or a palace, an institute, bhavan, right? Dukh alay. What is this world? This world is a place of dukkha. Why? Because this is temporary. In this world, everything is temporary. This world is temporary. This body that I'm residing in is temporary. The bodies of my loved ones are temporary. And you are chasing or trying to chase permanent happiness in this temporary world. That permanent happiness is not a part of material nature. If you're looking for permanent happiness, bliss, peace in material nature, you will never get it. It is not in the nature of material nature. That bliss and peace and permanent happiness is not in the nature of material nature. That bliss, happiness, anand is in the nature of soul. I am that soul. Satchidanand is my nature. That eternal blissful consciousness. That's my nature. I'll not find it in this material nature. Because this material nature is forever changing. Okay? So out of those 5 subject matters, the controller, which is Bhagwan, the controlled, which is me, and the nature, and the kal, the time. These 4 are called eternal. Why is nature called eternal? Because this material nature, while it changes, it stays. It is changing, but it is staying. It is not disappearing completely. So today, 5 elements are there outside, and those 5 elements have created this body. When this body decomposes, the parts of 5 elements in this body will go back into the 5 elements. It will stay there. Right? What is mountain once today is maybe desert. So the nature has changed, but it remains. That is why it is also called eternal. What is not eternal is karma. Why? An action once done is finished. The fruit of that action, that carries on. Okay? And that is the fruit that we live in other lives. What you call destiny or luck is actually the actions of previous births. So sometimes we see people who have not worked very hard in life, but they become very successful. It appears as if whatever they touch, they achieve success in that. And we say that, oh, this guy or this girl is so lucky. Whatever they touch, they become successful. Whatever they think of, it happens for them. What luck they have. Right now, it appears to be luck, but they have worked very hard for this in their previous births. What they are reaping right now is the fruit of their actions from previous births. So we see people from very poor families, uneducated families, illiterate families, children of illiterate, uneducated also, I will not use the word, I'll say illiterate. Illiterate means they do not even have the skill to read or write their names. Children born to these parents have gone on to become CEOs of very big companies. They are so highly educated. How was that possible? They were born in a family, in an environment where there was no book, nobody to guide them. Yet they have risen up to do this. How is it possible? It's a part of their prarabdha. They're reaping the fruits of that. It's like this. Someone who starts smoking at a very young age, say at the age of 10 or 11 or 9, that a child starts smoking and smokes and smokes, and as he grows older, or she starts smoking 20, 30 cigarettes in a day. By the time this child becomes 50 or 60, now heart problems. Now the parents are running pillar to post. What has happened? Why did this happen? This, that. Now they'll go to all spiritual gurus and astrologers will tell them do this and do that and this and that. Finally, they will say, oh, his luck is very bad. He's an unlucky guy. Died at such a young age. But him or her having a heart condition or a heart attack is a result of poor karma, choices that he made or she made. So what looks like luck is actually reaping the fruits of our karmas. Remember those 3 types of karmas: akarma, vikarma, and sakarma. Okay? Now we'll move ahead. So we spoke about who's the ultimate controller. We have also spoken about Brahman, Brahma, personality, have Godhead. We have spoken about that also. Okay, I'll read some more from here. I think we had a conversation about trying to research and experiment this Vedic knowledge with this limited material body and getting confused. So I'll just read an excerpt about that from here. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. Our research work is imperfect because we are researching things with imperfect senses. We have to accept perfect knowledge which comes down, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, by the disciple succession. We have to receive knowledge from the proper source in disciplinic succession, beginning with the Supreme Spiritual Master, the Lord Himself, and hand it down to a succession of spiritual masters. Arjuna, the student who took lessons from Lord Sri Krishna, accepts everything that he says without contradicting him. One is not allowed to accept one portion of Bhagavad Gita and not another. No, we must accept Bhagavad Gita without interpretation, without deletion, and without our own whimsical participation in the matter. The Gita should be taken as the most perfect presentation of Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge is received from transcendental sources, and the first words were spoken by the Lord Himself. The words spoken by the Lord are called aparuseya, meaning that they are different from words spoken by a person of the mundane world who is infected with four defects. Apurusheya, right? Purush means like people like us, human beings. A mundaner or a commoner is sure to commit mistakes, is invariably illusioned, has tendency to cheat others, and is limited by imperfect senses. With these four imperfections, one cannot deliver perfect information of all pervading knowledge. So, this Vedic knowledge, there are many researchers and scientists who have been working on this to prove whether this is right or to prove that this is not right. This is just whimsical. So there is a philosophy, a part of philosophy which says that people who do not have faith in themselves depend upon God. God or Lord or Bhagwan is worshipped by those who do not have faith in themselves, right? Then there is another philosophy which says that there is no rebirth. YOLO, you only live once. So do whatever you want to do. Enjoy the whole life. You are never coming back. Because you are never coming back. So if you want to enjoy something, at any cost, you enjoy that. So that at any cost, you enjoy that, that becomes very harmful. Right? Then there is another philosophy, another part of philosophy, which says that this entire creation is meant for your consumption. This creation is created for your desires. So fulfill all your desires. Don't leave anything. Again, to fulfill all my desires at any cost, I will do anything. This again becomes very dangerous. Right? How do I prove that Bhagwan is there? I can't see him. The one who believes will see. The one who does not believe will never be able to see it. It is a question of belief. And it is not blind faith. It's not blind faith. This level of belief will only appear once all your doubts and questions have been cleared. Okay? Many times we hear people saying, don't do this. And if you ask them why, they have no answer for that. So one day, this long time back, one of my friend had borrowed some money from me, and I forgot about it some time back. We were at a dinner somewhere and she was returning that money to me, and I stretched out my left hand and she said, no, 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 Lakshmi, you should never take with your left hand. Always take Lakshmi with your right hand. I started laughing. I said, if Lakshmi is coming, I will take it with either hands or head or wherever. Why should I say no? I will take it. Ask the question why. They don't have an answer. So I'm an ambidextrous. I use both my hands. There was a time when I could write with both my hands, but in India, write with your right hand when I was a child was very prevalent. So I was dissuaded from using left hand for writing. Even today, I can write with my left hand, but the speed is very slow and the formation is not up to the mark now because I've not used my left hand for writing for a very long time. Otherwise, I use both my hands. So if I'm using a spoon to eat, I will use my right hand. If I'm using my hands to eat, I generally end up using my left hand. So I know I work with both hands. When I have to give directions to someone, it becomes very, very difficult for me because for me, everything is left and everything is right. I use both hands equally. So this is when I was very young and I would always ask questions. So my mom would tell me, don't touch Lord's altar, Lord's idols with your right hand. Sorry, with your left hand. Always touch with your right hand. Wash your hands and then touch. Wash your hands. So once I asked her, I said, whether it's left or right, Mama, it belongs to the same body. I was speaking to her in Hindi. I said, this is one body now. So left hand also belongs to this body and right hand also belongs to this body. How does it matter whether I'm touching him with left hand or right hand? I think he'll be very happy that I'm touching him rather than not touching him at all. Let me touch him. Then, this water, give him this water. Don't use this water for your worship. Use this water for your worship. And I remember once I had this bizarre argument with her. Now I realize it was very bizarre. I was just trying to prove a point to her. I said, see, source of water. I showed it to her, the water pipe. I said, see, the water is coming from this pipe. So it's one source of water. This water pipe has gotten bifurcated, and there is one pipe which is going to the washroom, and there is another pipe which is going to the kitchen, and another pipe is going here. So how does that matter whether I'm taking water from the kitchen, from the basin, from the washroom? And she got so upset with me. How can you say that? I said, see, but the source of the water is same. It is coming from the same source. How does that matter? This is not to say that you take water. I should take water from the washroom and do all this. But I'm telling you, if your questions are not answered, you know, that faith and that belief will never arise. It will only arise once your questions have been answered. So I hear people saying, oh, you're a Krishna Bhakt, but you don't wear kanthi. You know, that Tulsi Mala. I said, no, I wear it here. No, but you should wear it here. You know, Krishna likes it. I'm like, show me where Krishna has. Give me an instance or quote me a shlok from any of the texts where Krishna is saying, if someone does not wear kanthi, I do not love him. Show me that, I'll wear it. Till date, not that I have read everything, I have not read everything. I would have read very, very, very little from the entire gamut of spiritual knowledge that is available. Would have read maybe a drop. What I know is drop in the ocean. But in that drop in the ocean, I have yet not come across anywhere where Krishna is saying, if you don't wear kanti, then I don't love you. If you are my devotee, then wear a kanti. Neither has my guru ever said anything like that. This color flower should be offered. This color, this thing should be offered. And I would always argue, what about people living in the desert? What about people living in Rajasthan? They don't have flowers over there. If one is living in a desert, that place is not going to have red flowers or white flowers or blue flowers or this leaf or that leaf. Does it mean they're not supposed to worship? They're supposed to. Then what does worship mean? And why would Bhagwan say, offer me red only? When on one hand, you're saying the entire creation has come from him. On the other hand, you're saying, please offer red or offer white or offer blue. If everything has come from him, then everything already belongs to him. And I would have these questions in my head. And as I started growing older, I could argue more, and my father would just laugh. He would just laugh and I loved sitting with him and having these conversations with him because he could understand the confusion in my head with these do's and don'ts. I could never find an answer to these do's and don'ts till such time that I met my Gurumaa. And she forever removed these do's and don'ts from my head. He said these do's and don'ts have been made by those people who themselves do not have an answer. Number one. And then she explained to me that there are different paths. Okay? If you are following this particular path, then you don't need to do all these things. It's like if you are living in a cold region, then you don't need to wear shorts, you don't need to wear sleeveless, you don't need to switch on the AC, you don't need fans because your region is different. But if you're living in an extremely hot region, you need to. You must have AC, you must hydrate yourself properly, you must have a sunscreen, you must have an umbrella, you must have this, must have that, because this is your path. The paths are very different. What people follow is no idea about different paths. So I have taken few things from this path and few things from this path. I'm trying to put all the things together and getting thoroughly confused. So these do's and don'ts, do this at this time, this should be done, this is the process of doing it. This is a part of another science, bhakti path, devotion, the path of devotion that I follow. It says, irrespective of anything or everything, think of me. That's it. So there is no foundation of time or color or direction or material. Offer me this, don't offer me this, offer me at this time, in this color, sit like this, your feet should be here, your head should be there, this hand, this mudra, that mudra. Nothing. Nothing. This is path of devotion. That which says do this and that is a different path. That could be path of tantra, that could be path of sadhana, that could be path of an anushthan that one is undertaking, that could be a path of a yajna or something that one could be doing in order to achieve something. Then I have to, if I'm doing that, then I do this. But if I'm doing it simply because I love Bhagwan and not because I want something, just because I love you. For this path, Bhagwan says, forget left, right, up, down, sitting, lying, eating, not eating, whatever. Don't worry. If you can, do it like this. If you can't, do it without it. Just think of me. Worship me. So unless you don't get this clarity, this unshakable belief will not happen. So this path of self-realization, this spiritual path, demands these answers. And once you start getting these answers for yourself, you will see it's going to shake your belief system. It will really shake your belief system. A lot of things that you have been following, you've been believing, simply because you saw people around you doing that, you'll start questioning them. And you'll feel this sense of freedom. It's like someone has taken scissors and just snipped whatever was holding you or it was binding you. It has been snipped and now you're free. That sense of liberation, you'll feel it very strongly. That's the beauty of Gita. So read it, contemplate on that, have your questions. Ask questions, write down your questions, and see how it liberates you. This fear, this overriding fear, what if we have this fear now? What if? What if this does not happen? What if this does not happen? What if this happens? And I always say, if you are going to live in the world of what ifs, then think something positive for yourself. What if it works out for the best? What if not having this thing works for me for my best? Right now, you might be thinking that if I don't get this, my life is finished. I must have this. What if I don't get it? How will I live? I'm saying, what if not getting it is going to set you free? If you really want to think what ifs, then think like this. What if it works out for me? What if leaving this makes me successful? What if doing this gets me this? what you're thinking. Okay? So having that belief, that devotion, while you're listening to Gita, while you're studying Gita, is really going to deepen your understanding of it. And let me tell you, this is one text. It can answer any and every question that you might have in your life, whether it's related to your family life, your work life, your financial life, in times of stress. Should I do this or should I not? Just open Gita and see what Krishna is telling Arjun. Each and every shloka is so relevant in today's time. It appears as if this was spoken just for me. I feel that Krishna has spoken this just for me. It is so relevant. And this from a text which was spoken so many thousands of years ago. Is so relevant even today. There is not a single word where you will feel, oh, this does not happen these days. It used to happen then. So it does not make any sense to me. I can't apply it. You 100% can apply it. It is to be lived. Gita is to be lived. It is not something to be worshipped, put on the altar, give it flowers, show it light, keep it, fold it, close it, and keep it. No, it is to be read, it is to be contemplated upon, it is to be lived. And simply by living what Krishna is saying in Gita, you will come closer to Krishna. You will know who the Lord is. Yeah, we'll end today's session here. I'll just see your comments and then we'll end the session. जय श्री राम। हे माँ, क्या हम इस दुखालय माया के संसार में इसलिए हैं कि भगवान के धाम में हाउसफुल हो गया है? हम कौन से शो की टिकट मिलेगी? ये दुखालय की पिक्चर में आती दुख और बोरिंग है, यहाँ क्यों फंसे हैं? सी, वी आर नॉट बाउंड हियर, राइट? What is binding us? What do I need to do to be liberated? What is it that is binding me? Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, whatever you're desiring or wishing is binding you. Stop desiring, stop wishing, then you're liberated. Isn't it so? Who is saying that it is that you have to suffer? Don't suffer. See, it is like this. Someone who practices yogasanas, right? Someone who practices it, for that person, doing a headstand or a Scorpio pose for say 5 minutes is piece of cake, because that person is practicing it daily. For him or her, it's joy. I mean, I can say it, when I used to practice yoga, doing a headstand was a joy. It would just make me feel so light and wonderful. That rush of blood going downstairs, down. And then when you would come out of that asana and you would sit, I would feel so light and so energized. But for someone who has not practiced this, for that person, it would appear that the one who's doing a headstand or a handstand is undergoing so much of pain. What is the need for that? It's the same action of doing headstand. Someone who has not practiced it, for that person, this action is generating pain and fear. But someone who has practiced it, the same asana or posture is generating fun, love, and energy. It is your perception or your relationship with that action which is binding you. Let go of that, you're liberated. Another example I'll give you. A plate of mangoes comes in front of you. You see it, you admire it, wow, this looks so yum, must be so yummy, but you decide not to eat it. Okay, it stays in front of you for some time. You can smell it, the sweetness of it, and the color, and it's golden, and it's red, and it's this and that. And you're picking it up and you're smelling it. And when you're smelling it, it is doing something to the insides of you, like you must have it, you must have it. But you decide not to. It goes away. You think about it for a minute or two. And then you are immersed in doing something else. Because you've not had this plate of mangoes, the impact of having those mangoes will be not felt by you, whether good or bad. If they were organic, good impact, it will not bind you because you've not had it. If it was chemically ripened, then the bad impact, it will not come to you because you've not had it. You chose not to engage with that. It came in front of you, stayed there for some time, and it went away. But if you choose to pick up that mango and eat it, now you've engaged with it. Now that if you engaged with it, it is going to impact you. If it's organic, it's good for your health. You will enjoy the taste. It is impacting you. If it's inorganic, if it's chemically ripened, then those chemicals are going inside of you. It might cause you food poisoning or something. Why did that happen? Because you chose to engage with it. It's the same with any situation which is coming in front of you. If you just witness it, it will stay for some time and it will move away. If you choose to engage with it, why did this happen? Why did this happen? This should not have happened. This one said this to me. Someone saying, using unparliamentary language for you, negative words for you, curse for you. The moment you react to it, now you're engaging with it. Don't react to it. Don't engage with it. What is happening? Words. Words are coming out. Words are sounds. Those sounds are hitting your eardrums. Ear is a sense. It's the job of the eardrums to absorb the sound. That is what it is happening. If I was to curse you, Sri Ram, in another language, a language that you do not understand, would you even understand what I have said? You would not feel bad. Because you've not understood the meaning. Right? Your mind has not given a meaning to that sound. So you're okay with it. But the moment your mind gives a meaning to that sound, now you react. Oh, I have been praised or I have been cursed. How you are engaging with the situation makes you experience dukkha or sukha. You stop engaging with situations like that, nothing will give you dukkha or sukha. You want to not experience sadness, stop experiencing joy. The more you're trying to experience joy and happiness, the more you're experiencing sadness. These are like two sides of a coin. If you want happiness, rest assured, sadness will come along with it. It's like day and night. Night will be followed by day, which will be followed by night, will be followed by day, which will be followed by night. It's the same thing with happiness and sadness, dukkha and sukha. You don't want dukkha in your life, stop chasing happiness. The moment you stop chasing happiness, the sadness will disappear from your life. And that is when joy will arise. Joy is always there in you. Yeah? It's not arising because you're chasing happiness. You stop chasing happiness, the sadness will disappear and joy will arise. जय श्री राम. जब भगवान हर कण में व्याप्त हैं ये मानते हैं तो द्वेष एंड डोंट नहीं लगेगा ना. इफ यू बिलीव इन दैट, यस, बिल्कुल नहीं लगेगा. किंतु विवेक तो फिर भी चाहिए ना, ताकि पाप कार्य ना हो और संसार की भोग आसक्ति से बचे. जैसे हमारे शरीर में कोई रोग है तो परहेज फॉलो करना ही होगा ना. हाँ, तो विवेक भगवान दे रहे हैं ना. व्हेन वी आर लिसनिंग टू सत्संग, दैट्स द विवेक दैट भगवान इज गिविंग अस. The more we listen to satsang, the better aware we become. That is why in the beginning I said one sense. Try and engage it as much as possible. Just like for a child, we need to repeat an instruction again and again and again and again and again till such time that the child starts remembering it. It's a muscle memory, na? Same way is with wisdom. The more we listen, the more we practice, the better we become at it. John Davis, Jai Gurumaa, Jai Sumita Ji, thank you for your teaching. Most welcome, John. Ashutosh, thank you. This was extremely directional to understand Gita Ji in very lucid manner. Very thankful to you, Ma. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev, Jai Ma.